Cruising Montana. Usual story. 12 different cities out of the, I believe, 15 that are available. All jobs need to be at least 100 miles. That's tripped me up before, and I've had to do extra jobs, so I'll try and pay attention to that one this time. And win the community goal of driving 100 million miles, which honestly will probably only take like a week, knowing the community. We'll get a Meadowlark ornament, and then we'll get the Grizzly paint job for ourselves, which is nice. So where have we ended up? Back in Flagstaff, of course. Don't know why it always puts me back. I mean, I was in Hilt, I think, last. So which way do we want to come in here, I think, is what I want to determine. How should we drive in? There's a few really nice roads that we could take. Heading up through from Sandpoint could be quite cool. So I think we're going to see what options we have to travel to, first of all. We can actually travel to Helena, that's interesting. Sandpoint has its services, so I guess we're going to go here and see what we can get. Yep, that's fine. I'm not going to drive all the way this time. I used to drive from Flagstaff again to the new state, but the problem is these days they're so much further away that it just takes a long time to get there. I should also try the new Western Star truck that came out recently. I was considering doing that as a separate stream as well, but I think we'll just tie the two together. So now that we're here, let's see what we can find in the freight market. We went external contract, sorry. So we're wanting ones that are in Montana. There we go, just across the border, that's nice. Trip distance is 153 miles, which is long enough. I think 100 was the cutoff, so that's good. We could also go a little bit further if we wanted to, but I think we'll take that. That's very fortunate. I'm really hoping that they've done a better job of the contracts that are available for their events, because that's always been an issue. So we need to go back to go forwards, looks like. Interesting service spot out of the town like this. I wonder if there's, probably we wouldn't do yet. Fucking words, that wasn't even a sentence. We wouldn't be adding new speedrun categories yet just for the new DLC, but at some point if we do like a northern state crawl, like coming across these northern roads from one side to the other, you know, in 10 years time when they're filled in all the rest of the states, that might be a useful service spot to walk to. We're really thinking ahead here. As it is, it could be a fun one to do even if it isn't official. The struggle with new categories is always, how do you make them interesting and different? Definitely having some in the newer DLC areas I think is important, because it might get more people interested because it's the newer areas. Otherwise just being in California all the time is less exciting. I swear they still make their loading and unloading docks far more confined than they should be and that they need to be. Like, if this was real, where am I supposed to turn around? Because I drive in Fords, so then I've got to have a place that I can turn around. This is a very long trailer, I've got to remember that.
Get ready to turn right. Turn right, and then continue straight.
I guess we'll wait for the traffic. We're going to have to take this a bit wide because, again, long long trailer.
Go straight.
Long trailer.
Turn right.
Right, and now 150 miles, 3 hours down the road. It's going to be largely a case of lock in cruise control and enjoy the scenery. Not sure quite how fast to go on this. I don't want to just go overboard. I think maybe just 60 is fine. I think I already know what the title of this one should be, and that's dumpster driving. Kootenai River. I think I need to turn down one of the force feedback settings on the new controller definition, because it keeps rumbling just with, I think it's meant to be road bumps, and I kind of don't care about that. I only really care about the median, like the rumble strips, like on the edge of the road.
Turn right.
Or if I'm actually off-road. Oh, turn right, okay. Oof, we just made that one. Even when I'm being told what to do, I still almost miss turnings.
Go straight.
So I guess this is all new, because that services I don't believe was there before. So all of this is already new, even though we're technically not in Montana yet, I believe. The border can't be far away though. Maybe we have already crossed the border. Entering Moyi Springs.
Go straight.
Moyi River. Very nice. Do the usual 360. It's a nice overlook there, looks like. Interesting. I don't remember them saying that they'd added that there was roads that would be hidden until you started driving on them, and then they would appear as dotted lines. So I don't know if that's a case of one of those. I'm just going to drive through here and see if that does it. Nope. Nope. Oh, ow. So much for doing it with no damage. Just took out someone's letterbox. That was just bumpy for no payoff. Oh well. We learned. Big vistas around here. Another big bridge up here too. It's just a big state. I mean, it's no Texas, but I've really been looking forward to Montana being available, because Wyoming was cool, but a lot of it was pretty flat. Idaho was probably the next best thing, where the southern part of it is pretty flat, but the northern reaches, like where we just left from, is fairly rugged. But Montana is much more rugged, at least in these parts of it. I'm fairly sure it's pretty flat on the other end. Troy. I like that there's more of these little towns that have been added in the later DLCs, with a little bit of character to them. They're not just a few little shops. You can see there's side suburbs and all the houses and some shops and stuff. It'll be really interesting to actually jump into Google Street View at some point. We almost need to do just like a GeoGuessr style stream at some point where we just go through some of the places we've been to in this game. Oh, we need to pull in for inspection apparently. Fine, is that this? Not this, it's the next one. We only get fined if we don't go in, and I have fines turned off, so technically nothing happens, but for the sake of quasi-realism,
Turn left.
we go in here. Scales, straight ahead. What am I, a fish? I just noticed fatigue simulation is actually turned off. I think I did that intentionally back
Get ready to turn right.
when I was getting to Hilt. Because I didn't want to drive through the night. But what we should do now is turn that back on again. Because I do like to have that enabled. And now we'll probably be told that we're very tired. Yep. But it is already 9:12 PM, so we're actually just going to park up. Beauty of this being an external contract is it's calculated based on real time in terms of how long you've got to make the delivery. So you can see I've got 20 hours remaining. That should be plenty.
Get ready to turn right.
The external contracts are just a really good way of getting into the game,
And then turn right.
because you don't need to worry about the in-game time at all. How long it takes you to get point to point, especially when your truck is quite slow to start with.
Get ready to turn
You just
right.
don't need to worry about any of that stuff.
Turn right.
The downside is there tends to be fewer of them available and you are speed limited. Again, when you're just starting out, that isn't really an issue. There's just a little bit of road there that hasn't been explored. Never mind. There's no 100% achievement in this game. I keep having to remind myself that. And now I've got the lovely morning sun instead. Went from sunset to sunrise. I did turn the vegetation back on, didn't I? I'm sure I turned the grass and stuff back on. I'll double check. That's more like it. Now we can see all of the undergrowth. That's what I was missing. It's like the grass seems far too flat. Everything seems far too low res. Now we've got some more definition. We've got some grass over by the river. That's much better. And we're still maintaining a steady frame rate, as you would hope. Oh, nice rapids over there. Why is this not a viewpoint? For the falls, this should be a viewpoint. Never mind. I mean, you can stop and appreciate them to an extent, but it would be lovely to have a nice fly-through of the falls. I mean, I assume they've added more. Actually, there might be one up here, looks like. Maybe I'm just coming the wrong direction. They expect you to go east instead. Go west, rather. From the east. Well, I chose to make my first entrance come in this way, so tough. Unless that's a truck dealer.
Go straight.
Oh, it's a recruitment center. Never mind. One that we don't discover unless we go closer to it. That's interesting.
Okay, let's find a new route.
It still gets
Go straight.
confused if you just cross over the center line.
Keep right, and then turn right.
Interesting they've got the gas station there, but it's not for truck use. You can only get in there in a
Turn
car,
right.
it seems. So we're actually a decent way away from the depot, still looks like. Still another 9 miles to go.
Go straight.
That's the thing, is even though this is a relatively small city, they have added a lot more detail than what you ever used to get just for a small town, which I'm very pleased by, though I do wish that I could go down more of the side streets, because now I just want to explore more. But never mind. Yeah, it must be their governor's office or something. Some official building.
Go straight.
Here's the shopping centre.
Keep right, and then turn right.
I thought they had added in the ability to remove the
Turn
barrier
right.
warnings, but maybe that was only an ETS.
Good driving.
Alright, let's dump these dumpsters. This is going to be interesting. Not sure quite the best angle to do for these. I'm going to guess it's something like this. Got a fair amount of clearance still on my right. Thankfully there is not another trailer there. That's looking pretty good. I think we might have actually overdone it. Yeah, we need to actually straighten up a little bit more. Go back on a bit more angle. And then just kind of flick it in a bit. Like so. And the cargo took no damage, so that's good. First one done, 1 out of 12. We are 12.5% of the way there, I think. Is that how it works? No, less than that. That's an eighth. Who knows, 8%, something like that. Don't try and do maths. Not the early hours of a Saturday morning.